What if the midnight bathroom trips and sudden mood swings aren't aging at all, but your brain quietly losing blood flow? Before memory shatters, your walk, emotions, and balance may be whispering a diagnosis that could change everything forever. Welcome to Wellness Unfolds, where we explore the hidden mysteries of the human body and the secrets to lasting health. Today, we uncover silent warnings, specifically 8 subtle signs that often go unnoticed until it is far too late to act. Our focus is on vascular health, a critical aspect of aging that affects memory, movement, and even our emotional stability. Many symptoms are dismissed as normal aging, but understanding these specific signals can actually save the quality of your future years. We will explore 8 distinct signs, starting with the surprising ones and moving toward the most critical physical changes you face. Vascular dementia is not just about memory loss. It is about how blood flow restrictions change how we function every day. If you or a loved one is over 60, pay close attention to these indicators, as early intervention is truly key. Medical professionals emphasize that treating the underlying vascular issues can significantly slow down the progression of cognitive decline in patients. Think of your brain's blood vessels as a complex highway system. When lanes are blocked, traffic jams occur in your mind. Let us begin with the first sign, which is often embarrassing to discuss, but is medically significant: sudden urinary urgency. This is not just about a full bladder. It is about the brain failing to process the signal to hold it. In vascular dementia, the communication lines between the frontal lobe and the bladder can become damaged, causing immediate, uncontrollable needs. Many people mistake this for a prostate issue or a simple infection, but the suddenness is the distinct warning clue. Frequent trips to the bathroom at night can disrupt sleep, which further impacts brain health and accelerates cognitive decline issues. If urological tests come back normal, it might be time to look at the brain as the source of the problem. The frontal subcortical circuits are vulnerable to small vessel disease, leading to this specific type of incontinence or urgency. Keep a diary of these incidents to share with your doctor, as this data helps distinguish between physical and neurological causes. Moving on to sign number 2, sudden and unexplained emotional changes that seem out of character for the individual. This condition is often called pseudobulbar affect, where emotional expression becomes disconnected from the person's actual internal feelings. They might laugh at sad news or cry over something trivial, losing the ability to regulate their emotional responses appropriately. Imagine the brain's emotional filter is broken. Feelings just spill out without the usual checks and balances we all have. This can be terrifying for the patient, who often realizes their reaction is wrong, but feels powerless to stop it. Unlike depression, which is a persistent low mood, these emotional shifts are rapid, intense, and often resolve just as quickly. Doctors look for this emotional incontinence as a sign that strokes or ischemia have affected the brain's mood centers. Understanding that this is a biological symptom, not a behavioral choice, helps families respond with patience rather than frustration. Sign number 3 is perhaps the most critical physical indicator: distinct changes in how a person walks and balances. This is often described as a magnetic gait, where the feet seem almost glued to the floor while walking. Unlike arthritis, which causes pain, this vascular gait is usually painless, but involves a loss of coordination and rhythm. Damage to the white matter deep within the brain interrupts the messages required for smooth, automatic walking movements. You might notice a wider stance, as the body instinctively tries to compensate for the loss of central balance. This broad-based walk is a classic sign that the brain's subcortical regions are struggling to maintain equilibrium. Initiating movement becomes difficult. The command to go gets stuck somewhere between the brain and the legs. Frequent falls or near misses on flat surfaces are major red flags that should never be ignored or dismissed. Neurologists often use the timed up and go test to evaluate this specific decline in mobility and processing speed. Early detection allows for physical therapy, which can retrain the brain and prevent devastating falls in the future. If you notice this shuffling, secure your home environment immediately while waiting for a professional medical evaluation. Sign number 4 involves spatial awareness, specifically the difficulty in judging distances and understanding where objects are located. This manifests in simple tasks like missing the coaster when setting down a cup or bumping into door frames. Driving becomes particularly dangerous as the ability to gauge the speed and distance of other vehicles deteriorates rapidly. Stairs can become a terrifying obstacle because the brain cannot accurately process the depth of each individual step. This issue stems from damage to the parietal lobes, which are responsible for mapping our environment and visual space. Parking a car requires complex spatial calculations. Losing this ability is often one of the first noticeable warnings. It is not a vision problem in the eyes, but a processing error in how the brain interprets images. Standard eye exams often come back normal, leading to confusion until a neurological assessment identifies the spatial deficit. Unexplained bruises on shoulders or hips can indicate that a person is constantly misjudging their clearance through doorways. Sign number 5 relates to cognitive processing. Difficulty following fast-paced conversations or the plot of a television show. When multiple people speak at once, the brain struggles to filter and process the rapid flow of information. They might lose the thread of a movie, asking questions like, "Who is that?" or "Why did they do that?" This is a processing speed issue. The hardware is intact, but the software is running too slowly to keep up. Complex instructions or long stories become overwhelming, causing the person to withdraw from social interactions to avoid embarrassment. Social withdrawal is a common defense mechanism, as it is exhausting to constantly try and fail to keep up. Do not confuse this with hearing loss. They hear the words clearly, but the meaning does not assemble correctly. Testing this is simple. Tell a short story and ask them to repeat the main point back to you. Sign number 6 is the frustration of word-finding difficulties, often forgetting the names of very common, everyday objects. This goes beyond the tip of the tongue phenomenon. It is a frequent inability to retrieve basic vocabulary. They may use descriptive phrases like "the thing for writing" instead of "pen," because the specific noun is inaccessible. Vascular damage affects the language centers, making the retrieval process sluggish and prone to frequent errors or blanks. This symptom causes significant frustration and anger, as the person knows what they want to say but cannot. We all forget words sometimes, but substituting incorrect words or losing language fluency daily is a medical warning sign. Pay attention if hobbies involving language, like crosswords or reading, are suddenly abandoned due to increasing difficulty. Sign number 7 is known as sundowning, a specific type of confusion that worsens as the day transitions to night. As the sun sets, you might notice increased anxiety, pacing, or disorientation that was not present during the morning. Shadows lengthen and visual cues diminish, making it harder for a damaged brain to interpret the surrounding environment. Vascular dementia disrupts the body's internal clock and circadian rhythms, leading to this specific evening time cognitive collapse. Managing lighting and establishing a calming evening routine can help mitigate these symptoms. But the pattern is diagnostic. Sometimes this confusion manifests as paranoia or hallucinations, which typically fade once the sun rises the next day. Finally, sign number 8 involves executive function, a sudden difficulty in planning, organizing, or following sequential steps. A once familiar recipe becomes a puzzle. They cannot remember the order of ingredients or the steps required to cook. Managing finances becomes chaotic. Bills go unpaid or are paid twice because the organizational system has failed. Executive dysfunction is a hallmark of vascular dementia, often appearing before significant memory loss occurs in the patient. Multi-step tasks require holding information in working memory while performing actions, a capability that vascular damage severely compromises. If you notice a loved one struggling with logistics they used to master, do not assume it is just laziness. These 8 signs, urinary urgency, emotional shifts, gait changes, spatial issues, confusion, word loss, sundowning, and planning, are warnings. Your action plan begins with observation. Document the time, frequency, and specific nature of any symptoms you witness. Vascular dementia is unique because treating blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol can actually slow its progression significantly. Unlike Alzheimer's, where the path is often fixed, vascular health management offers a chance to protect remaining cognitive function. Early diagnosis puts the power back in your hands, allowing for lifestyle changes that truly make a difference. Simple changes in diet, exercise, and medication adherence can preserve your independence for years longer than you expect. Do not wait for these symptoms to become severe. Consult a healthcare professional at the very first sign of trouble. Please share this video with your family and friends. Recognizing these signs early could save someone's quality of life. Subscribe to Wellness Unfolds for more in-depth guides on aging, health, and understanding the signals of your body. Thank you for watching. And remember, your health is a journey, and we are here to walk it with you. Let us take a moment to look at preventative measures, specifically exercises that boost both balance and brain function. Slow, deliberate movements like Tai Chi help reconnect the brain's motor pathways and improve proprioception significantly. Cognitive engagement is equally important. Strategy games force the brain to plan ahead, exercising the frontal lobes. Learning a new skill creates new neural pathways, building a cognitive reserve that can buffer against vascular damage. Monitoring blood pressure at home is the single most effective way to prevent further small vessel damage. Hypertension is the leading enemy of brain health. Keeping it under control is your best line of defense. Medication adherence is crucial. Skipping doses can lead to fluctuations that stress the delicate vessels in the brain. Quality sleep allows the brain to clear out toxins. Treat sleep apnea if you have it, as it starves the brain. Social isolation accelerates decline. Staying connected keeps the language and emotional centers of your brain active and healthy. Aerobic exercise pumps oxygen-rich blood to the brain, promoting the growth of new capillaries and repairing damage. The Mediterranean diet is scientifically proven to support vascular health, reducing inflammation throughout the entire body and brain. If you smoke, stopping now is the most immediate way to improve blood flow and reduce stroke risk. Diabetes damages blood vessels over time. Strict blood sugar control is non-negotiable for preserving your cognitive function. Chronic stress raises cortisol and blood pressure. Mindfulness practices can help protect your brain from this wear and tear. Families should create a support plan, ensuring that the burden of monitoring and care does not fall on one person. Technology can help. Use alarms and apps to compensate for memory lapses and keep daily routines structured. Compassion is key. Remember that the person is not being difficult on purpose. They are struggling with a disease. Regular checkups with a neurologist can track changes over time, allowing for adjustments in treatment strategies. Dehydration can worsen confusion. Ensuring adequate fluid intake is a simple but vital daily habit for seniors. Sensory deficits worsen cognitive load. Keep prescriptions for glasses and hearing aids up to date to help the brain. Purpose drives health. Having a reason to get up in the morning stimulates the brain and fights depression. Studies show that aggressive vascular management can stabilize the condition, preventing the rapid decline seen in untreated cases. Knowledge is your best weapon. Understanding these signs transforms fear into proactive management and empowered decision-making. Returning to our first sign, pelvic floor exercises can sometimes help manage urgency, giving you more control and confidence. For emotional outbursts, distraction techniques often work well. Changing the environment or topic can reset the brain's emotional state. Do not let vanity prevent safety. Using a cane or walker can prevent the catastrophic fracture that ends independence. Simple home modifications, like high-contrast tape on stairs, can compensate for the brain's lack of depth perception. Reduce background noise. Turn off the TV during conversations to give the brain fewer streams of data to process. Patience is crucial. Give them time to find the word without jumping in to finish their sentence immediately. Limit caffeine and sugar in the afternoon to reduce the nervous energy that contributes to evening confusion and agitation. Break complex tasks into single steps. Write them down clearly so the person can focus on one action at a time. Caregiver burnout is real. If you are caring for someone with these signs, ensure you also care for yourself. Join a support group. Sharing experiences with others who understand the specific challenges of vascular dementia is incredibly healing. Your doctor might prescribe blood thinners or statins. Understanding why you take them helps ensure you stick to the regimen. These medications are not just for the heart. They are vital for keeping the brain's microvessels open and functional. Be vigilant for TIAs or mini-strokes. Temporary weakness or slurred speech requires immediate emergency attention to prevent major damage. Fine motor activities like writing or drawing help maintain the connection between the brain and the small muscles of the hand. Music memory is often preserved longer. Listening to familiar songs can soothe anxiety and reconnect the person to their identity. Reminiscence therapy, looking at old photos, helps trigger memories and encourages conversation in a low-stress environment. Pet therapy can reduce blood pressure and provide nonverbal emotional comfort that is easily understood by the patient. Simplify the environment. Too much clutter overloads the brain's processing centers, contributing to confusion and visual mistakes. Use contrast at the dinner table. A white plate on a dark placemat helps the brain define the object's edges. Labeling drawers and doors with pictures or words can reduce the frustration of searching for everyday items. A large clock and calendar in the main room help orient the person to time and date, reducing anxiety. Routine is your friend. Doing things in the same order every day creates muscle memory that bypasses damaged cognitive pathways. Avoid arguing about reality. If they are confused, validate their feelings rather than trying to correct their facts. Your tone of voice conveys more than words. A calm, reassuring voice can prevent an emotional escalation. Encourage independence where safe. Doing everything for them can accelerate the loss of skills they still possess. Ensure they carry identification and emergency contact information at all times in case they wander or become confused. Keep all family members informed. Consistency in approach from everyone involved is crucial for the patient's stability. Do not hesitate to hire professional help if the care needs exceed what you can physically or emotionally provide. Despite the diagnosis, moments of joy and connection are still possible and should be cherished every single day. Recalling these signs allows you to be the advocate your loved one needs, potentially adding years of quality life. Fear leads to denial, but action leads to hope. Take the first step today by scheduling that checkup. We want to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these signs in yourself or a loved one? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might help someone else feel less alone in this journey. Stay tuned for our upcoming video on specific diet plans that strengthen blood vessels and boost brain health. We thank the medical professionals whose research and dedication make guides like this possible for our community. The human spirit is resilient, and with the right support, we can navigate the challenges of aging with dignity. It is a circle of care. We care for those who once cared for us, honoring their legacy with love. Protect your heart to save your mind. The connection is undeniable and is the key to a healthy future. We wish you and your family health, clarity, and peace as you move forward on your wellness journey. Don't forget to share this knowledge. A simple share could be the wake-up call someone desperately needs. This has been a presentation by Wellness Unfolds, dedicated to unfolding the truth about your health and well-being. Nature reminds us of cycles. Embrace each season of life with the knowledge that you are prepared and supported. Please remember this video is for educational purposes and does not replace professional medical advice or diagnosis. Until next time, take care of your vessels, cherish your memories, and keep unfolding your best self. Thank you for watching Wellness Unfolds. Goodbye for now, and here is to your lasting health and vitality.